10 years ago, I became vegan out of choice because I decided out of compassion that I did not want to eat the animals.
That's all well and good.
And many areas of research convinced me.
All right. Well, you're still eating the plants.
Yes.
Well,
and
they have feelings too, you know.
Plants. Yes.
Plant might be going, why is she picking on us? Why don't you go and eat that nice animal over there and let us grow a little more? Now, you understand I'm just playing with you, yes?
Yes.
All right, but attempting to just give you a different perspective on this.
Okay.
Yes?
I was dismayed that after 10 years, my health went downhill dramatically, digestive, adrenal failure, and my husband's as well. So this seems to be... And then when I started eating meat again, I'm feeling better, and these things are getting better.
This is why we say you must listen to your body consciousness, because you may still be in an apprenticeship state that requires a certain form of sustenance. There is nothing wrong with that. It's all about how you do it. It's all about the relationship. It's all about being in gratitude and appreciation for the exchange that is given to you, and the idea of doing it in the most natural, healthy way possible. But it doesn't mean that it's fundamentally non-spiritual just because that's the way it plays out. There are many cultures on your planet that are generally considered indigenous cultures that still eat meat, that have an extremely spiritual relationship with the animals that they ingest. And the animals know this, and they give of themselves to those people for that exchange. Many times, as you say in nature, the idea is that the herd is culled of the weaker members so that the rest can remain strong, so that the race can perpetuate. There are many reasons why this is a particular system on certain worlds, including yours. There is nothing non-spiritual about it. The non-spirituality, in a sense, comes about when it is done in a manner that is not necessarily as natural as it could be, not necessarily as steeped in the vibration of gratitude and appreciation as it could be. Make sense?
It does. I'm still digging for something deeper, though.
All right, let's dig.
Why is it healthier to eat animals than to not eat animals, as this has been
because your body is in a state where it requires that kind of protein in order for cellular cohesiveness. Because your belief system at this point, being that it is still strongly connected to the general consensus reality of what kind of chemistry you need to reflect in order to survive in your reality, requires that certain chemical interactions take place in your body that are representative of certain energetic reactions, and thus then sometimes you still require certain chemical reactions to be representative of the energetic state that you still may be in, as you have agreed to be part of the collective consensus reality at this point. Did that make sense?
Yes.
Are you sure? Was that deep enough?
No.
All right. What else do you need to know?
Why must we consume? I mean, I look at the animal and I don't want to eat the animal. I want to cuddle with it. You want to be friends with it. You know, why must I consume it to be healthy? Like, it's a little heartbreaking actually making that choice again.
All right.
Because I didn't want to.
It's not a must.
Okay.
Ultimately, it's not a must. However, what you need to examine is, why are you having chosen to be in a state where that seems necessary for you at this point?
Why have I chosen to be?
Yes. Obviously, it was a choice to be in a state where you would require that kind of sustenance. So even though you may have what you call a desire to subsist on a different kind of sustenance, a lighter vibrational sustenance, you yourself are saying that you find that you don't feel healthy when you do that. So why are you choosing to buy into the consensus reality that you need the sustenance you say you don't prefer?
Well, it took 10 years to get me to that point again.
But why are you choosing that?
Science
is reflective of your energy state. Science is reflective of your energy state. Chemistry is reflective of your energy state, and your energy state is reflective of your belief system.
So does that mean it's not necessarily so that I would feel bad not eating meat, or vice
versa?
Correct.
It's not necessarily so.
So there's no specific way to be healthy to eat or to not to eat animals?
No. But if you have chosen to be in a system that generally believes that it is necessary, and you're continuing to buy into that system for one reason or another, then you will exhibit the parameters of the consensus reality that says you need this kind of sustenance in order to be healthy. So what you need to do is examine your beliefs more deeply to find out why you would be continuing to buy into that system. It may actually be serving you in a way that you're not in touch with. And that's why it's important to get in touch with your belief systems about it. Because you may not be allowing there to be a positive reason for it.
Okay.
Once you allow there to possibly be a positive reason to continue to eat the meat, then if there really does not need to be a need, only by examining the willingness to allow there to be a possible reason will you actually discover whether there actually is or not. But if you refuse to believe that there could be, you will never get close to discovering what the belief is. Because you have to allow for duality. There is duality in everything. In fact, actually, and we'll talk about this another time, there is actually Trinity in everything. But that's another subject. In terms of the idea of the so-called polarity that you are experiencing, you have to allow what may not necessarily be your preference to still be valid in order to actually be capable of choosing what you prefer. If you invalidate what you don't prefer, that's where you're stuck. Because you're putting undue energy on it being wrong, being bad, being invalid. But if you allow it to be valid, it's an equally valid choice as any choice you could make, then you will neutralize the idea of the polarity and you'll be free to choose what you really prefer. So this is your lesson in dealing with this, is to not invalidate what you don't prefer. To see that it actually does have the ability to serve a positive purpose, even though you may not right now be capable of understanding how that could be. So that's your exploration. You understand?
Yes.
Is that deep enough for you?
It is. I have one additional question as far as that relates, and I think it relates to a lot of core sponsoring beliefs.
Yes.
I would like to know what these beliefs are that has manifested this situation, and I have asked and meditated about it, but it hasn't come to me yet.
I just told you.
I can think of many
I just
ones,
told you.
But which one
I just told you. You are believing that certain beliefs are invalid. Yes? You understand?
Yes.
You're making a value judgment on something that simply needs to be looked at in a neutral way, and perhaps even in a positive way. Are you, in your belief system, capable of looking at the idea that sometimes life eats life in a positive way? Are you capable of seeing it from that perspective? That's the question that you need to explore. And that will lead you to the belief, the core belief that you need to discover.
Okay.
All right?
Okay. Thank you.
All right, bon appetit.